How's it going, guys? And welcome back to BL3's Forgotten, the series where I take a look at underused and not often talked about pieces of gear to determine whether or not they deserve to be remembered within the modern meta of the game or should be left behind and forgotten. And today we are taking a look at the Blind Sage. If you'd like to farm a Blind Sage for yourself, you're going to want to head over to the Sapphire's Run location in the Psycho Krieg DLC and run all the way over to the end where you will encounter Locomobius's lair. There's a save station which is very conveniently placed right outside of it. You just take this jump pad and murder yourself a train. The Blind Sage is also able to world draw. The Blind Sage is a legendary Maliwan Shotgun coming with either 9, 10, or 18 projectiles. 9 and 10 only takes 1 shot per cost, while the 18 takes 2. It can also roll in any of the elements except for non-elemental. Blind Sage fires out a Shockwave with limited range, and to the enemies that it hits applies the Echo debuff for 8 seconds. Killing an enemy with the Blind Sage that has the Echo debuff will spawn 2 orbs that seek out 2 nearby enemies and deal splash damage of your weapon element type. So let's just start with my Maliwan takedown footage, because most of this footage is just me killing Ratch. I sat out front and I killed Ratch for this footage, because I had literally no hope of this actually doing very much to anything, so I decided that if I wanted actual footage of this maybe killing something, the Ratch were the best option. And this could barely kill the fucking Ratch. Stacking overkill would let me kinda kill the babies sometimes, and having all my shit active, and of course, ties that bind. But even with ties that bind, this thing would barely actually do much. I was spawning remnant orbs from this that were not one-shotting things on Mayhem 10. That's not okay. Eventually, though, I did move on to try to actually kill a trooper, and here we go. Count with me now. 1, 2, 3, 4, plus a little bit of damage over time. Keep in mind, this is a shotgun. The fucking Blind Sage is competing with, please tell me why the Blind Sage takes 4 shots to kill a fucking basic trooper, while the is busy over here just doing. Of course, the Hellwalker is one of the most powerful shotguns in the game, but other shotguns can do this. Other shotguns are able to compete with the Hellwalker while maybe not having the same type of base damage, having similar overall DPS. This thing has neither. It has no burst to speak of, it has no actual DPS because you need to charge the thing, and when you actually kill something with the Echo debuff, it barely does anything. I swear I have not seen these orbs actually kill anything, assuming they hit. The slash orbs do try to seek out nearby enemies, but that is with a heavy emphasis on try. It rarely ever actually makes contact, and again, when it does, it doesn't really do all that much. You are not going to be completing any takedowns with this, and I highly doubt you're even going to be taking on some of the tougher trials. Hell, even just the Slaughter Shaft was tough at times. It's really weird because the base damage of it doesn't actually even seem that bad. It's pretty on par with a lot of other guns. I think it just suffers from, well, everything, honestly. I mean, it's a Shockwave, so that already is a pretty big handicap, as Shockwaves tend to feel a lot weaker as is, but it also comes with the problem of having a very limited range, like literally just a hard limit on the range that you can use this at. The entire thing honestly feels like it's barely better than just a normal purple Shockwave. It's just not a slightly fancier skin and a little gimmick that actually does jack shit. Now look, I am being a little bit tough on it. While it can't compete on takedowns at all, either of them, it's just not happening. It is actually functional against normal mobs. It can take on like Athenas and the Slaughter Star and that sort of stuff, but literally it is just as functional as a lot of the weaker purple weapons. But there is a lot of purple tier guns that outperform the Blind Sage in almost every aspect. This gun is not at all worth using. Blind Sage suffers heavily from multiple different factors, including being a Shockwave, so it has literally no range, having a pretty decently long charge to it, and not having the damage to compensate for either of those issues. Along with that, its legendary effect is barely functional, and even when it does actually make contact with an enemy, it barely does anything to speak of. I really can't see this thing having a place anywhere. But that's gonna about do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please consider leaving a like, comment, subscribe, all of that. You can also check out the links in my description to my Twitch channel, where you can come watch me live, or you can come join my Discord and hang out there. But with that all being said, I hope to see you guys in the next one.